I'm a professional lie detector, and my live stream is where men's carefully crafted dating profiles come to die. 6'2", CEO, 8-pack abs, and accepts flash marriage. I picked my nose, studying the profile on my second monitor. He's looking for a surrogate to pop out a kid for him. Next, 42 years old. A man's golden years are usually about 20 years after that. Tell him to come back when he has a pension. Next, 5'8". The height inflation rule. If the last digit is 5 or more, subtract 2 inches. If it's less than 5, round down to the nearest whole number. He's 5'6", tops. Next, the male viewers, their fragile egos shattered, were losing their minds in the live chat. Then, I got a call from a truly high-quality man. I stared into the camera, still picking my nose. You want me to be your sugar mama? $100 a month, sound good? Not enough? Let's add a zero. $1,000, over 10 months. My name is Penelope Croft, but online, they call me the Profile Reaper. I'm a content creator at the perfect age to get married. Thanks to my mom's relentless matchmaking barrage, I discovered that the men on these dating apps were about 90% fiction. So, I turned my frustration into a brand. I started a live stream dedicated to helping my girlies analyze the authenticity of their potential dates. It's 8 p.m., and tonight's stream is just getting started. Alright, girlies, get your notebooks out. Professor Penny's class is now in session. Grab your popcorn, your peanuts, your mineral water, your beer, your soda, your everything. Feet up, let's go. The chat scrolled faster and faster as the viewer count climbed past 10,000. I leaned into my mic. Ladies, one virtual sports car gets you a one-on-one call. Before the words even faded, a user named Sweet Serenity sent a virtual Panamera gliding across the screen. My eyes lit up. I hit the connect button. Sweet Serenity, my dear, what can the Reaper do for you? Her voice was as soft as honey. Penny, could you help me analyze this guy's profile? I need to know if he's marriage material. Damn, her voice was so sweet. It was enough to hook me like a fish. Beaming, I transcribed the man's details onto the whiteboard behind me, just as she described them. Height, 6'2". Profession, CEO of a well-known chain of high-end cosmetic surgery clinics. Hobbies, fitness, with an 8-pack to prove it. Owns a penthouse condo in Hudson Yards and a G-Wagon, both paid in cash. Annual income in the 7 figures. And the kicker, he's open to a flash marriage. As I listed each detail, the live chat exploded. A real catch. This is a 1 in a million find. Penny always says guys over 6 feet don't need to lie about their height. This one's legit. Girl, if you don't marry him, I will. A cosmetic surgery CEO? Damn, he must be gorgeous. The chat was a celebration, but I couldn't crack a smile. Sweet Serenity, my dear, this guy's profile is one giant red flag. Sweet Serenity sounded surprised. Is something wrong? I've met him in person. He's really handsome. To confirm my suspicion, I asked her carefully, would you mind showing me a picture of this gentleman? You can cover his face, of course, for privacy. Sweet Serenity's camera flickered on. A perfectly manicured hand, adorned with diamond rings, covered the man's face in the photo. The live chat went wild. HOLYSH*T, he actually has abs. That V-line, girl, you are blessed. The background is Hudson Yards. That's top-tier rich. Even with his face hidden, the man in the photo looked undeniably impressive. But the way he was posing, that was the biggest problem of all. I asked her slowly, Sweet Serenity, my dear, look at how he's contorting his body. Doesn't he look like he's trying to twist himself into a pretzel? The chat paused for a fraction of a second. Then it erupted again, this time, most. LY with insults directed at me. Penny's never even had a boyfriend and she's out here playing gaydar. Stop spreading rumors. Little girl, let me tell you, trying to get a man's attention this way is so last season. Just say you're jealous. You can't find a good man, so you don't want anyone else to either. I'm so sick of these streamers. Anything for clicks. A few supportive comments were buried in the flood. Some of us didn't believe her before, went on the date, and came back to report that Penny was 100% right. Can you guys let her finish before you start hating? But they were quickly washed away, ignored by the mob. I remained calm and tapped my whiteboard with my marker. Don't rush to conclusions. Let's break this down, point by point. We'll skip his looks. He's in the cosmetic surgery business. Even if he wasn't born handsome, he has the means to become handsome. My marker struck through the first line on the whiteboard. Men over 6 feet generally do. Ain't lie. And he clearly does have an 8-pack. His financial situation also seems to be excellent. I stared at the camera, posing a soul-crushing question to the chat. So here's the problem. Why would a man like this need to go on dating apps? The chat froze. I circled the word CEO on the board. If his title were consultant, he'd most likely be scouting for potential clients. Dating would just be another way to expand his customer base. But he's the CEO. I slowly drew a star next to the paid-in-cash car and condo. A fully paid-off car and property of this caliber, besides being luxurious, are also firmly classified as premarital assets. He claims a 7-figure annual income now, and let's assume that's true. But can he guarantee that will continue after marriage? Finally, I drew 3 heavy exclamation points after accepts flash marriage. He's showing off his superior assets to attract a woman into a quick marriage, and he's making absolutely no demand. S of her. And at the same time, he's made sure his premarital assets are clearly defined and protected. I dramatically tossed my marker aside. I leaned forward, my hands flat on the desk, and raised an eyebrow at the camera. So, are you swiping right on that? A loud bang echoed through the speakers. Sweet Serenity had slammed her hand on her desk. Her voice was no longer sweet. No wonder he went to the bathroom 6 times during a 2-hour horror movie, saying he had to take a dump. I thought he just had an upset stomach. Turns out his A** hole is so loose he can't even hold it in. The chat filled with a wave of moo. A few users offered different opinions. Maybe he really did have an upset stomach? Horror movies make you tense. Frequent BMs are a normal reaction. LMAO, I've heard of frequent peeing, but frequent *ting is a new one. I tried to console her. My dear, don't get too worked up. You might break a nail. My attempt at comfort only made her more furious. Oh, and he complimented my nails. He said the diamond on my ring finger was beautiful. Sweet Serenity let out a cold, bitter laugh. Every straight guy I've ever dated said my manicure looked like pickled chicken feet. The call was abruptly disconnected. The live chat erupted into a full-blown argument. See? I told you Professor Penny knows her stuff. Girlies, keep your eyes open out there. Don't be fooled by what's on the surface. I can't believe people actually buy this nonsense. Reported. You're welcome. I knew something was off. What straight guy twists himself into a corkscrew for a photo? Penny, that was a great speech. Please don't ever give it again. A few male viewers even started spamming the chat with hate. Brothers, let's all report her. This streamer is insulting people. This little girl hasn't even grown all her teeth yet and she dares to lecture her elders. She's clearly never been disciplined enough. How dare she criticize men. ISM irked at the camera and began responding to them one by one. I'm not insulting anyone. I'm just afraid if I did, you'd enjoy it too much. And I won't criticize you with my finger, because I'm afraid you'd try to suck on it. My girlies in the chat responded with another wave of moo. Sweet Serenity must have rejoined the stream at some point, because a massive virtual private jet suddenly flew across the screen. A banner followed. I just confronted him. He admitted he's gay. Professor Penny is a legend. I put on my professional smile and offered a warm tip to my audience. Remember, girlies, the man we're looking for can be a coward, but he absolutely cannot be a problem maker. The chat was now filled with praise, calling me a human lie detector, a gaydar goddess. Suddenly, the animation for a diamond sports car filled the screen. I rubbed my hands together greedily. Thank you, no sugar-coated, for the diamond sports car. What can I help you with? A cool, crisp voice came through the moment I connected the call. Professor Penny, please help me analyze this man's dating profile. It was an alpha female voice. I scrambled on the floor to pick up the marker I had so coolly thrown away earlier. The chat started teasing me. As cool as you were when you threw it, that's how pathetic you look picking it up. Professor Penny, just buy a few more markers. It won't break the bank. But I had no time to respond, focusing only on writing down the details no sugar-coated was reading out. Age, 42, single, height, 5'8", occupation, sales manager, homeowner, no car, personality, honest, a man of few words, habit, keeps a notebook. Before I could even speak, the chat was already on fire. That's a tough one to sell. A man of few words in sales? Mo. More like, a man who is old and tells few truths. As we all know, the men on Professor Penny's show are famously low quality. LOL, someone get me another bag of popcorn. Get red. Why for Professor Penny's brutal takedown. I asked cautiously, no sugar-coated, my dear, may I be so bold as to ask your age and occupation? I'm 30. I'm a forensic accountant. I was puzzled. My dear, did someone in your family accidentally desecrate the matchmaker's ancestral tomb? A hint of deep frustration tinged no sugar-coated's cool voice. I told my mom he's a no-go, but she won't listen and is forcing me to meet him. I'm calling you so she can hear an objective analysis from a third party. A different voice then came through the speaker. She's just trying to be helpful. She went through all this trouble to set you up because she cares about you. I couldn't help but sigh. I'm not sure if the matchmaker is trying to help you, or trying to get rid of her own problems. No sugar-coated couldn't hold back a chuckle. I addressed the mother with sincere advice. Ma'am, you really should listen to your daughter. This gentleman's profile, which is already lacking, is riddled with massive landmines. The chat filled with rows of popcorn-eating emojis. I drew a wavy line under the age. 42 and single is a much bigger problem than being divorced. What kind of problem, you ask? Let's keep analyzing. But I have to say, 40 is often not a man's golden age. The chat started to question me. Professor Penny, you'd better be joking. No sugar-coated gave you a diamond sports car, not for you to side with her mom. I explained calmly, a man in this age bracket, his golden years are often still 20 years away. The chat was a sea of question marks. I put on a serious face, because that's when he'll start collecting his pension. That's stable income. A major plus. The chat erupted in laughter. I circled his height. Alright, class, time for a review. What is Professor Penny's famous height inflation rule? The chat became a unified chorus. If the last digit is 5 or more, subtract 2 inches. If it's less than 5, round down. I nodded, satisfied. You all remember it well. I continued my calculation on the whiteboard. His height ends in an 8, which is more than 5, so we subtract 2 inches. That gives us 5'6". But do you really think that's his actual height?